Hello, I'm Adam, the Learning Coach. This is How to Write a Song in 30 Years, and this song is called Microcosm. This is a song even the people that like my songs probably have not heard. It is on one of my early albums, What Was Once Close Enough, where all these early songs are housed, but it is kind of an oddity. It's the closest thing I ever wrote to a Neil Young song, and I'm not a huge Neil Young fan, but the song does have a Neil Young type feeling to it. Now, the song itself, I'm not a big fan of. I don't really love it, but in preparing for this video, it occurred to me that there's no less than 3 things about this song that I can tell you that may be helpful to you as a songwriter. Microcosm, Life in a Park, first of all, has a very interesting feature, which is called a canon. And I did this thing where I sing. And then I repeated it so that there's 2 voices. Canon is a really nice, or you can hear them as rounds, like row, row, row your boat, where one person sings and another person follows. These things are not used in songs and pop music very much. Probably the best example I can think of is Queen's Prophet song, where there's a 3-part canon going on, and it goes on for about 4 minutes, and it's really extraordinary. It's really cool. Digital delays, where you play something on a guitar or you sing and it repeats, can be used to do that live. It's a nice feature of this song. You can check it out. I also use it in my song Traffic, which we'll talk about at a later date. That's 1. 2, the actual lyrics to this song. I wrote this song when I was about 18 years old, hadn't really left the house, and I wrote it about people having an experience in a New York City park. What did I know from a New York City park? Not a whole lot. I was using my imagination to envision the dreary lives of these 3 people who were interconnected without realizing it. Maybe there was a little inspiration from Billy Joel's Fall into the Rain, which has 3 people that are interrelated, and I was thinking like that. This song is much drabber than that. The situation is much bleaker. It's just 3 lonely people who don't even realize they're connected to one another and could, maybe help each other. I'm proud to say that even though I knew nothing about such a situation, I pulled it off in these lyrics. They're not brilliant lyrics, but as an adult, I look back and say, yeah, this is at least a plausible scenario. So don't be afraid to write beyond your experience. Go ahead and write the song. You can always get edits from other people. People will tell you, no, you know what? Rabbits don't have feathers. You need to change that. And so you change it. But go ahead and make the leap. Don't be afraid. In some cases, you may actually be writing about an experience that'll mean something to someone, even if you haven't been in it. Someone will make the leap. That's 2. Number 3. I recorded this song with a really nice vocal, and I put on these flutes, this flute sound. And as I listened, I was really attached to it, but I thought, these flutes sound way too much like the flutes in Stairway to Heaven. And I got scared that at 18, someone was going to hear this song and Zeppelin was going to sue me, so I removed them. Now, this was not me using Zeppelin's material. This was just me making a sound-alike, something that sounded a lot like Zeppelin. And when I took it off, later I came to realize I'd made a mistake, that it was very good what I'd done. That, Zeppelin was not going to sue me for putting flutes on something that kind of sounded a little like part of Stairway to Heaven. But at that point, the recreation that I did was not as good as the original. The original vocal was better, the original flutes were better, and so, I ended up with something that sounded kind of like my original idea, but, it never sounded as good. So my caution to you there is, trust your instinct. Don't be afraid. Let it stand. No one's going to make fun of you. And if they do, they're not worth your time. Just, to the extent that it's possible, leave your work alone. Don't second guess yourself. So all of that in this goofy song microcosm. I'd like to know what you think of it. Give it a listen. If you have questions, please check me out at abetterpianoteacher.com. I'm Adam, and I'm always trying to be a better piano teacher.
Microcosm, microcosm, life in a park, life in a park, in a park. Old man sits on a park bench, young man walks by the lake. Old man feeding the pigeons, only thing keeping him awake. Young man holding a textbook, not really noticing the words, while the taxi cab driver with a bad attitude sees the young girl writing a letter to a friend she never really knew. But the smell of the flowers is too strong for her, so the paper lies unused amid the dew. Microcosm, microcosm, micro in a park, in a life, in a park, in a microcosm, microcosm, micro in a park, in a life, in a park, in a life, in a park. The young girl smelling the flowers remembers how life used to be. She sheds a lonely tear for her lonely life, and the young man she doesn't see gets into the cab sitting idly by and tells the sneering driver where to go. And as the yellow car speeds swiftly away, the nodding old man is awoken by the girl with the flowers, who doesn't seem to notice him at all.